in this video, I'm going to construct a frequency polygon. So I took some raw data in a previous video. I have some raw data in column A of miles per gallon of several vehicles, 55 vehicles, and I've constructed into some grouped data with a frequency distribution. If you want to see how I did this, you can refer back to the video on constructing a frequency distribution. Okay, but we want to construct out of this frequency distribution a frequency polygon. And to do that, a frequency polygon is the midpoint and the frequency. It's a line graph, the midpoint and the frequency. So I need the midpoint. So I'm just going to insert a column right here and find the midpoint of my classes. So that I can construct this. So the midpoint is the lower limit or the lower boundary. You can use boundaries or limits. It's the lower limit or boundary plus the upper limit or boundary. Okay, I need to put that in parentheses because we're going to divide that sum by 2. So just a standard midpoint formula, the lower bound plus the upper bound divided by 2. And there's the midpoint of that class. And we'll just click and drag that formula because we would just do the same thing all the way down with each lower and upper class limit. So there's our midpoints. And the frequency polygon is the midpoint and frequency. So I'm going to highlight the frequency and insert that line graph. Okay. So this is almost correct. Of course, needs some labels. So this is our frequency polygon of our MPGs. I need our axis titles. This axis title or horizontal is always our data, our variable name, so it's our MPGs. And our vertical for a frequency polygon is our frequency. The other thing is that frequency polygons do need to connect to the horizontal axis. So there needs to be some values here at 0 and a value here at the end at 0 because our data begins at 0 and ends at 0. It only is this far. So the way I'm going to sneak these zeros is I'm going to insert a frequency of 0 up here as well as down here. And that's going to and now I can expand my graph to include those zeros. Okay. So that will now connect that frequency polygon down to the horizontal axis, closing off a polygon because polygons are always closed figures. So it needs to close off with that horizontal axis. And we see the last side of this polygon as that horizontal axis. Okay, the next thing I need to do is change these labels. Right now they're just a default to 1, 2, 3, 4 for the numbers of data values there are, number of frequencies that there are, and they need to be our midpoint. So we need a midpoint here and here that involve those zeros. And the good news is that the difference between our midpoints is our class width. So if you just add 7, you get all these. So to get this midpoint, all I need to do is take that 13 and subtract 7. Okay, and all I need to do here is add 7 to get this midpoint, the 55 plus 7. All right, so now they're ready for me to select them. To do that, I click on the axis, right click, select data, and then I'm going to change the horizontal axis labels. I'll click in this box and I want them to be the midpoints. Okay, and there we go. There's our frequency polygon.